This video will offer you a recap of what happened in 2022 and my predictions for 2023 for mortgage and real estate industries. So please watch this video to the end and let's go. So what happened in 2022 that really affected us? Number one, rates went up. The government just artificially increased the rates and increased borrowing costs. The Russian invasion in Ukraine further exacerbated the market conditions that pushed the inflation, which was already high, even higher. So the government really had to raise the rates fast, and that obviously affected the market. You see, when the rate is at, let's say, 3% and the rate is at 7%, obviously that changes the ability of person to qualify for a mortgage. If they don't qualify for a mortgage, because more than 70% of Americans buy a home with a mortgage. But if you can't qualify for a mortgage, obviously you're not looking for a home. Rates went up. Government is trying to control inflation, which was above 8% earlier in the year. Now it's below 8%, still very high. Their goal is, as you remember from my prior videos, is about 2 to 2.5%, and they're working towards that. The sellers didn't want to list their home pretty much throughout 2022 for the same rate hike situation, and I'll explain to you how. So imagine a seller who now has a mortgage at 3.5%, and they want to sell, they want to list their home, but then they think, well, what are we going to buy? One important thing that many people don't really realize, sellers are usually buyers. So they need to sell and they need to buy something. So if they sell a home, their mortgage is closed at 3.5%. Now they need to buy something, and they need a different home with almost double of that interest rate. And that holds them, what some expert called a rate lockdown, where sellers are unwilling to list their homes or even refinance because they're sitting on such a low rate. It's a problem for the economy, it's a problem for the government. Government needs market to move. They need home sales, because every time the home is sold, so many jobs are affected with this. Title companies, real estate agents, attorneys in some states, appraisers, insurance agents, etc., etc. Obviously, all of this created a situation that the number of existing home sales in the United States went down year over year. I present a chart here for you to just to see, that it is on a downtrend. However, from the same chart, you will see that everything has a cycle. When it goes down, it goes up, and vice versa. So one other thing that happened in 2022, there was a flight to a lower priced homes. We have seen, especially in the past several months, maybe towards the second part of the year, 2022, that home buyers are flocking to areas with home prices anywhere between 200 to 500,000, because they're priced out and they cannot buy a more expensive home. Deals are still made. It's just it's different. It's a different ballgame. You can't compare the volume in 2022 with 2021. So that is a quick recap. Rates up, inflation was up, and they're trying to control it. There is a rate lockdown where sellers are unwilling to list their homes, and of course, flight to lower priced areas where people can still afford. What's in store for 2023? Well, I do believe that the government officials understand that housing is a big portion of the economy. In fact, it's a third of our CPI, of the Consumer Price Index. So it affects many areas, as I mentioned before, of our lives. It gives jobs to a lot of people. That's number one. Number two, the market forces will dictate. Transactions will happen. So the first prediction that I make, the home prices will not fall as everybody thinks by 30 or 40%. I actually think they will be pretty flat, and my estimate of the change in home prices in America for 2023 compared to 22 is anywhere between -3% to +8%. That's what I think what's going to happen, because at some point I think Fed will stop raising the rates, and in fact they will start going down. Second prediction, people will continue buying homes. We will have at least 4.2 to 5 million homes sold in the United States in 2023, so will definitely be some activity. I'm very optimistic. I think we're going to have a much better rate and better 2023. It's a good time to buy a home because prices moderated in 2022. Once the Federal Reserve reverses its policy and starts lowering the rates, prices for homes will go up again. There's an opportunity for everyone out there now. That is my belief. Take advantage of it. Please ask us more questions and comments. We'll be happy to answer. Thank you again for watching. Please like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you.